What's up, y'all? It's your boy Charles Arnaz World. Hope y'all having a good day. It's been in the news. It's just been on my mind. But this whole Nolan Wales thing, I guess it affects me because I am an African American man in America. But I just want to point out one thing that I've learned about this whole thing and what I've learned myself. I had to reflect on my life. And I hate to make it a race. It's just say it. It's a race thing. Um, those boys conspired against Nolan. Those boys conspired against Nolan, and Nolan didn't know it. That was all the setup. That was all the setup, I think, to get that boy out there and drown him. Because I'm noticing Nolan had black friends. I'm seeing some of his black friends come forward. Why wouldn't some of them on the boat? Why was just Nolan? Then I was thinking, well, Nolan did graduate high school the year prior, and he was in college. Maybe these some new college buddies he met at his new school. That could be it too. Your friends ain't gonna know your new friends at your new college if your friends don't go to the same college that you do. So I was thinking maybe that probably was the case, but I found it very interesting that I think it looked like it was a whole bunch of white guys that were with him. It wasn't just four. You see the picture of him on the boat with the four, with the three other guys. But there was another picture where it was Nolan with a whole bunch of them, like at least about looked like it was at least about 10 of them. You know what I'm saying? Them standing. I think that was the same beach day. I'm thinking because it looked like he had on the same shorts, no shirt. But let me tell y'all something about white folks, man. And y'all can get mad at me if y'all want white folks, but it's the damn truth. Have y'all ever seen a movie about, I think it's called Meet the Schmucks or About the Schmucks or something like that? It's with Stephen Carell and Paul Rudd. And what it is, and I've seen this in a bunch of different TV shows too that they do it. The movie premise about the movie is where these highly intelligent group of people um, they conspire to befriend somebody way stupider than them. And then they're all going to bring them to this party, and then they're going to be judged what, what guest what person has the most ignorant, friend. So that was the whole premise of the movie. They had to go out, these smart people had to go out and it was a bet made to see if they could find the dumbest person and bring them to a party. Now the people, of course, they're not in on this because what's happening is they're befriending these people. Like they'll watch the person and they'll see if this person's stupid. He'll be good for the party, and then they'll go up and befriend them. Hey, try to be cool with them and be friends with them, and then hey, you want to come to this party? And then okay, yeah, you cool people, you my new friend. I'll come to the party not realizing that you're being set up with this person and their other friends conspiring because they want to see if because they think you're stupid. I had it happen to me one time. I'm gonna tell y'all a little story. I remember I had these two white girls, right? And I'm still kind of cool with them, but we don't really talk much. And that's when I realized we weren't really friends. Anyway, one of them was a model, and they was coming to LA, and there was two of them, and I let them crash at my crib at the time. My girlfriend had just moved out, so I said, y'all can stay at my crib. I let them have my big, we wasn't sexual or nothing. That was my first mistake. I let two white women in my damn apartment. I'm the only black person anyway. But they were cool though. I let them in. They said, hey Charles. So they flew down here for a photo shoot. One of them was like a influencer, and I had known them for years. So then they had moved and came back to California. So hey, we're going on this road trip, and we want you to go, Charles. I'm like, oh man, I'm kind of, I was basically in the middle of like trying to pay some bills off. I was on grind mode. I said, y'all can stay here and y'all can go do y'all trip and y'all can come back and y'all can stay here and y'all, you know what I'm saying? But I can't go. See, Charles, we came out to spend time with you. You are a friend, man. And I was going to pay for everything. And you are a close friend. You can't even go on a trip with us. That's amazing. We flew all this way. So I felt bad. So I ended up going. I get out there with these two white girls, man. I'm lugging luggage around. They was doing shoots for her. They had bought they were doing like social media content on the road trip. And she had all these bags with her different looks. Guess who was lugging all the bags around the whole time we were out there? We was only there for like a day, and then we came back. I thought about it. I said, these bitches used me. They couldn't carry all these they couldn't carry all these big bags around. So let's get Charles to do it because they was coming here for a photo shoot anyway. We'll pay for his food and his lodging and everything. That's a cheap way we can have. If I hire an assistant to do that, I got to pay for their food, lodging, and their hourly. You know what I'm saying? Let's just act like we're cool with Charles because we're coming to see him. And then I said, these bitches use me. I done got out here and they want me to carry. Now, the bags wasn't heavy, but I realized that's why they brought me out here. They wanted to use me to have them, the big black buck, to have them move their luggage and their bags around. I said, these motherfuckers conspired against me, and that's what they asses do. It was all like, oh, we just want to take you out. You're our friend, and we want to spend time with you. No, they had an agenda already. What they was gonna do? We're gonna go out there. We're gonna have him. That's just cute. We're gonna have him be our luggage boy, and that way I ain't got to hire an assistant and pay out of pocket to have somebody do it. I can have this food. We can act like we cool with this food. We came to see him, and he'll do all the lugging. You know what I'm saying? That's not. I said these motherfuckers use me, and that's what they do. A lot of times they'll, and I saw a show where it was. I keep talking about shows, but you gotta think white people write this stuff. It was a show. Oh man, Married with Children, where Christina Applegate's character, she met this real smart. Same thing about. I think that's where about the Schmucks or about the Schmucks or Meet the Schmucks. I think that's where they got the ideal premise from, because the movie basically was about oh dang, who is this calling my phone? Basically, long story short, to make a long story long. Um, if y'all know Married with Children back in the y'all old people, Christina Applegate was like the dumb bimbo character. Well, what ended up happening is she ended up going to college and meeting this real smart guy, and she thought this real smart guy was into her. He ended up bringing her to this party, and couldn't find out they were doing that. They were trying to. It was a bunch of smart people bringing people that they thought were dumb to this party, and they were judging to see who had the dumbest person. They were being used. So I'm thinking that's what happened with Nolan. And white people do that shit. They'll conspire. Hey, Parker wants to bring Nolan out. They'll conspire amongst each other. Hey, what you do, Parker? Go over and befriend Nolan. And then what we're going to do is we're going to invite him out to the boat. And then Parker wants to do a little joke. He wants to see if Nolan can swim. He wants to see if black people can swim. Like they be wanting to test out little racial stereotypes. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that's probably what happened. They conspired against that boy, and they all were in on it. You know, or it could have been they said Nolan was talking to a girl. What happened to that girl? We got to find out what happened to that girl. Ain't nobody mentioned that girl. It's crazy because had it been on the other way around, and they were black boys that came back without a white boy, they would question everybody. That girl would have been on the news and everything. We ain't heard nothing from the girl that he talked to, what she saw. They ain't questioning her. They don't want nobody to be involved. And here's another thing too. I saw some of the video on that boat that day that Nolan went missing. It looked like he might have been the only black person on that island, period. There was a lot of people that was there. It looked like it might have been one black kid that was near, because the video is panning back and forth. You can't really, make out what's going on. It's like somebody on a boat with the random was videotaping, and they just panned across and got Nolan, and like he was with his group of white buddies, and look, there was one more black guy that was there too. But whatever happened, but I can't tell because look, he had a baseball cap on. It was kind of shadowy, so it might have been a white guy that maybe looked like he might have been dark because of the shadows from his baseball cap. But if he did have that one white friend, that one black friend that was with him, what did he see? But for the most part, if that wasn't a black friend that was there, then it was mostly all white people there, and Nolan was the only black guy that was there. So, and remember what I said about conspiring? It looked like they said it was an argument that went on between Nolan and one of the white boys that was in his group. And from what Crump was saying, he said they was able to slow down the audio and said, like he's saying, Nolan is saying, give me my freaking phone. Effing phone. He was saying the F word. But freaking, give me my freaking phone. Give me my phone back. He was arguing with this dude about getting his phone back. And they wouldn't let him get his phone back. Why you got this man's phone? You know what I'm saying? What was that all about? He got to scream and shout for him for another man giving back his phone. It's supposedly supposed to be your friend. That's what's questionable. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is this is like, they could have gotten in a fight with Nolan and they all jumped that boy and drowned him. And guess what? Them white folks that were there, they'll cover it up. They'll help them cover it up too. We didn't see none of them. Remember, hey, okay, guys, we don't want these kids, these good white kids to go to jail for this. So this all just, you didn't see anything. If you got any video, delete all your video. And we're all just, and we all get back on our boats and we're just, nobody's seen them. We'll all just leave. And they'll leave knowing what happened. Everybody they'll know what happened and see it. And they don't want these white boys to go to jail for this. So everybody, they'll conspire like that. They'll sit there and watch them boys jump them and drown them. And then, oh man, he's not breathing. He's not breathing. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Everybody everybody got the video, delete it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll do that. Because we don't want these kids to go to jail for this. You know what I'm saying? These are good white kids. They got a bright future ahead of them. So we don't want them to go to jail for this. So everybody delete your video if you got any video. And then we want you, and then you know what to do. Do the play crazy white people shit that we do. And they all just start playing. We don't know anything. We thought he fell out the sky. We didn't know where he came from. They start playing that cracker crazy shit. So they'll do that too. So I'm just saying, man, there's a lot of bells and whistles that's going along with this whole thing, man. I'm just saying, but they will inspire against your ass, straight up, and you'll be oblivious to it. I'm telling you, we've all had it happen to us before. I'm telling you, or felt it coming. Like, these crackers is trying to use me. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think they brought him out there as a butt of a joke. 4th of July. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think that might have been what it was. I think them crackers plotted to do something to that boy, man. Real talk.